Alright, Shalom. First and foremost of all praise, honor, and glory to the Heavenly Father and His only begotten Son, Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rakakwadash. Double honor to the Apostle, knows a great millstone teaching us, so I'm saying truthful according to the Bible real well, and peace and blessings so select to the nation of Israel, take through the spirit and power of Yahweh Shema Shai, willing into the Lord's willing edifying lesson, as we have entered into 2023, the year that the hopeful year that Yahweh Shema Shai brings these prophecies to pass. These prophecies to pass, right? We must understand that this thing is time sensitive. I saw the head of our camp, Brother Y, did a lesson on time sensitive. I remember the other Apostle Rakar, when he was visiting the different camps around the world, camps here in the States, you see, he was telling brothers that this thing is time sensitive, so us building up our faith, us, obtaining the knowledge of Yahweh Shema Shai, that they may comfort us in the days that we're headed into, is very, very crucial or important, that we take this a lot of time that we have, right? Let me get this in Ephesians. Right, this is Ephesians chapter 5, verse 14. Wherefore he saith, Awake thou that sleepest, and arise from the dead, and the Mashiach shall give thee light. You see, and who sleep? Well, our people, the elect of Yahweh Shema Shai, some of them are still asleep, right? And the Lord has his men out there to preach the word, right? Just to preach the word unto you, that the Spirit of the Heavenly Father may gather in his men, his believers, men, women, and children, right? And the Lord has commanded us to awake. What are we supposed to awake to? We're awakening to who we are. We're awakening to the righteousness of Yahweh Shema Shai. And we're coming out. We're rising from the dead. We're rising. We're elevating our ways of thinking via the Holy Scriptures from the ways of the heathens, right? And Yahweh Shai is giving us that light, to escape this place. He's showing us the way, you see, that we ought to follow in order to escape the plagues that are coming to America, you see. It says, Wherefore he saith, Awake thou that sleepest, and arise from the dead, and the Mashiach shall give thee light. He's going to give thee the understanding that we need, you see. And we're going to need that understanding, as wisdom and knowledge shall be the stability of our times and strength for salvation. You see, the fear of the Lord is our treasure. The fear of the Lord is a treasure, that we have, and we must, walk in the fear of the Lord, being obedient, as this thing is very time sensitive, as the time is short. You see, it says, See then that you walk circumspectly, not as fools, but as wise. You see, not as fools, not as someone that doesn't fear Yahweh Shema Shai, not as someone that's not measuring the times, that are not looking around and seeing everything that's going on in the world and not taking those things as a signs, right? We should be linking up the signs, that are happening in the world, the different current events with biblical prophecy, and we should be able to tell that we're at the end. A prudent man will foreseeth the evil, and he will hide himself, in this knowledge. You see, so when all hell breaks loose, he may be covered by Yahweh Shema Shai, because we're going to need a covering. We're going to need a hedge of protection, as we are worms, as it is spoken about in 42, and the worm is defenseless, from its prey. You see? Only thing a worm can do is hide itself into the dirt. You see? It says, See then that you walk circumspectly, right? So looking around, we should be knowing what's going on. We should be knowing what is going on in the world. You see? We should be knowing, we can't be ignorant of Satan's devices. It says, See then that you walk circumspectly, not as fools, but as wise, redeeming the time, because the days are evil. So we should be able to judge the times that we are in, right? And utilize the time that we have, right? Utilize our time to get closer with Yahweh Shema Shai. Utilize this time to build up our faith, right? It says, wherefore be ye not unwise, right? But understanding what the will of the Lord is. The will of the Lord, as you see this CBDC, being pushed in the earth, as we see, Esau Edom is pushing his NWO agenda, right? Well, little do you know, brothers in the know, right? But those who are outside of this truth, right? That's the will of the Heavenly Father, that's the will of the Heavenly Father putting the Spirit, working in the minds of these different elites, right? To do these things that the Heavenly Father's word may come to pass, The Heavenly Father, just as in the time of Egypt, is hardened the modern day Pharaoh's heart and giving him all this power and might, that when the Heavenly Father bring him down, the Heavenly Father might get a great name and glory throughout all the earth. You see? So we cannot be fools. We got to understand what the will of the Lord is, It says, and be not drunk with wine, wherein is excess, right? So we can't be drunk with the wines, drunk off of the cares and the affairs of this life. You see, it says, but be filled with the Spirit. So we should be filled with the Spirit of Yahweh Shema Shai. As when you read here in St. John 6. Let me close this out. I'm not sure what happened. St. John 6 and 63, right? It says, is the Spirit that quickeneth, right? That word quickeneth means to make alive. As it tells you in Hebrews, right? For the word of the Most High is quick and powerful. So this word is where the power lies. The words of the Heavenly Father, the Holy Bible, the truth of the Holy Bible coming out. There's power in that, and it makes those who are, in darkness enlightened, to what the will of the Heavenly Father is. You see, as, those, as we read in Isaiah the 9th chapter, it says, those, that were in darkness, that walked in darkness, have seen a great light. Those that were in the mist, in the valley of the shadow of death, right, have the light shined upon. And Yahweh Shai is that light that's shining in our minds, that is activating us, to perform His righteous duties, His righteous, His righteous deeds, right? The righteousness of the Holy Scriptures, with us having faith first and foremost, right? Being a brother, right? Taking rebuke, taking correction, and amending our ways and keeping the commandments to the best of our abilities, putting our best foot forward in this truth, as we see the day approaching, as we know that the time is short. It says, it is a spirit that quickeneth, the flesh profiteth nothing. The words that I speak unto you, they are spirit and they are life. So these words, this is where the life, love, knowledge, and understanding, this is where, this is what makes us alive, us following these ways. And this is what's going to be our great defense, right, during these times of trouble. That's why we should take this truth very seriously. This is Isaiah 33 and 6, and wisdom and knowledge, right? The wisdom and knowledge of the Holy Scriptures. That's why it's important for us to learn these things, take this grace period, for what it's meant to be. Because as we understand, Esau Edom is pushing laws and legislations, right? He's trying to fight this info war. It's the war on information. Truth versus lies. You see? It says, in wisdom and knowledge. So he's trying to take this wisdom and knowledge, which shall be the stability of our times, which we're going to lean upon, trust in, out of the world, take it off the internet. But that's the will of the Heavenly Father. And what's he going to do when what's going to happen? This knowledge is going to be taken off the internet. Is it just going to disappear? Is it just going to vanish, never to be thought upon, never to be meditated upon again? No, it's going to enter in to the minds of the elect, you see, and it's going to be their defense when all hell is breaking loose. It says, in wisdom and knowledge to be the stability of thy times, and strength for salvation. You see, this is the strength of our salvation. This is the power of our salvation. This knowledge, this wisdom. It says the fear of the Lord is his treasure. So the fear of Yahweh Shema Shai is a treasure that we cannot let go of. You see, this is the book of Hosea, chapter 12, verse 10, and it reads, right? Hosea 10 and 12, and it reads, sow to yourselves in righteousness. So we're supposed to be sowing in righteousness, right? Reap in mercy. So we sow things that we do upon the earth. We do those things in righteousness, which our righteousness is of Yahweh Shema Shai, right? He's the one who deems if we're righteous. That's why we must have our intent to do good, at the forefront of our minds, right? We're going to reap in mercy, and we're going to need mercy now more than ever. Break up your fallow ground. A fallow ground is an inactive, uncultivated ground, right? And it says, for it is time to seek the Lord. So we got to be activated, right? We got to become active in the spirit of our minds and seek Yahweh Shema Shai with all sincerity and in truth. It says, till he come and rain righteousness upon you. So we're looking for Yahweh Shema Shai to have mercy upon us, so now is the time to seek the Lord. As brothers have been going into this truth, it's very time sensitive, and without this knowledge, without this truth, without this wisdom, knowledge, and understanding, we're not going to be able to stand in the evil day. With that, Lord's willing, you're edified. I'm going to say shalom.